Hey friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. Happy Independence Day to my American friends. This is a garden update. Let's see what the garden did while I was away for the weekend. I was beginning to worry when I got home. These are the store-bought tomato plants. I was beginning to worry when I got home that I wasn't seeing any tomatoes. But I just had to look down a little bit lower. Shot in there for you. There's some tomatoes. Well, it's not the greatest angle. There we go. There's some little tomatoes in there. And there's some more tomatoes there. So they're starting to come. I was getting worried. There's that plant that I just cut off, stuck in the pot, and kept watering it until it perked up, and there it is. I don't know if I'm going to get anything off it, but now, again, I'm getting really concerned because I haven't been seeing a lot of bees. But I have pears on my tree, so, well, I don't know, man. Now, here's what I wanted to show you. I used a bit of Dawn Platinum, corn syrup, and water to spray because of the cucumber beetles I had. And look what it did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to break those leaves, the worst of them, right off so that the energy doesn't go to them. And I feel really bad that I did this to my poor plants. But look, you know, that's what it did. So I haven't even checked the backyard yet. I don't see any tomatoes on this plant. But let's go look at our other tomato plants. This is lamb's quarter. Not very edible, but at this stage. But this is what lamb's quarter looks like. It is not pig's weed. What you doing, Doo-doo? You zooming? There she goes. Tell me she doesn't understand a word I say. Okay. Maybe I just have to look down inside these plants. Oh, there's a little tomato. All right. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Here's some tomatoes. All right, I was getting worried because I haven't seen a lot of bees this year. So, these have gone crazy. They're just really tall. All right, let's go into the backyard. Oh, here is my one chamomile. Pull the weeds from around it here. I'm just going to keep letting it go. And if it keeps growing, I thought, oh, it's not doing that great. It's just a little wee thing here. But you know what? It's doing really well. It is. I'm standing in the shade. There's my chamomile plant. One flower on it. I'm going to just let it do its thing until the fall. I got any tomatoes started here? You think they would be back here because these get more sun. Yep. Itty bitty baby tomatoes. Good. Good. All right. I have brought out my trusty. Before we go any further in the garden, I brought out my zip ties and I'm going to see if I can't fix this and tighten things up here. That was my daughter-in-law on the phone. She sent me a sound clip of my grandbaby's heartbeat. I got chills all over my body when I heard it. And I used up all my zip ties, strengthening this. This is much stronger now. It will take some weight. Yay! You can see by the celery bed that the weeds I only have to worry about now are the ones that are showing themselves. Look, boom. And get a couple of these more little weeds out so I can show you. There's the celery, looking really good, eh? Looking beautiful. My peppers have shot up. Now, I can't remember which bed is which, but these peppers I started by seed and they're growing bananas. So I think these are the large peppers. These peppers have shot up over the weekend. I'm worried about this little guy right here. He's got a pepper on him and he's really small. But they're all starting to bloom. Here are my cabbages. Yes, I'm seeing some holes, but I'm not really worried about it. What is that in there? Okay. And again, the weeds are not that big of an issue. Most of the weeds are just about crowded out. And look, these are all little baby marigolds coming up. Pretty soon the flowers that I deadhead, I'll be saving the seeds to start next year. Okay? Once your garden is growing good, you really don't have to worry that much about the weeds. You know what? I may pick some of these leaves for, oh, you rotten bugger. Sumac coming right up through my bed. Rotten buggers. The sumac's the worst weed. I'm going to be picking some of these greens. And how I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this for supper, is I'm just going to go down in here. I don't know if you can see. Get that weed out of there. And I'm just going to pick a leaf. A nice big leaf from each one of the beet plants. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to pick it. I'm just going to pick one large leaf off of all of these plants, and that should give me enough beet greens for supper. I got enough beet greens for supper. Look at my rutabagas. I may have to thin them out soon. But oh my gosh, look at my beans, folks. They've just gone absolutely bananas. I'm loving this. And they're already coming into flower. This one's just tangled all up. And here are my parsnips. Looking really good. Vegetables are doing amazing. Cabbages have some holes, but you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because I know how to get rid of any bugs that are inside the cabbages at the end. And my bean beds have gone nuts. And there's tomatoes on the tomato plants. And I am going to show you how I cook these beet greens for supper tonight. This is your garden update. Now I'm going to saute these beet greens in a little bit of country butter. Look at how white that is because I strained my bacon grease. All right, here is our freshly washed beet greens. We're just going to examine them. There may be the odd little chew hole, but we want to make sure there's no bug eggs on there. I know my Uncle Joe would say more protein, but I just, I'm not ready to eat bugs just yet. Now this is proof, guys, that even if your garden is not ready for harvest, you can still, well now that's a little, anything on here that I don't like a chew hole is one thing, and all I did was go around and take one of the largest leaves off of many of the beet plants. Yeah, I'll rip that little hole off of there because I didn't like the way that looked. Wunderbar! All right. Now, I cut some of the stems off, but you really don't need to cut the stems off because these are very much like Swiss chard, only maybe a little bit sweeter. And tonight we're having chicken and baked potatoes, and I think this would just be a lovely addition. That's all that needs. Turn our pan down a little bit, and we're just going to drop these right in there. And we're just going to give them a quick run around in that bacon grease. You don't have to do this. You can steam this if you want. But I'm pretty sure it'll get a better reception from Howard if it has been first sauteed in country butter. So now, I'm just going to turn this off, because that pan will hold its heat. I'm just going to turn this off and put a lid over it and just let it let it steam. The pan is now shut off. Chicken and baked potatoes, but it's all about the beet greens.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like, why do you use a fork? You born in a barn? It's like Swiss chard or spinach.
Yeah. It's edible.
Okay, so that's a half thumbs up. But that's just because you don't like greens.
Yeah, it's not super bitter or anything like I thought it was going to be.
No, these are like Swiss chard and spinach beet greens are. I got those right out of the garden. Just took a leaf off of every other plant.
Not bad.
All right, so now it gets a thumbs up.
Now go away and let me enjoy my dinner.
There you go. Thank you, darling. And he thumbsed up the beets eventually, and I was summarily dismissed. This is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead saying, just because your garden vegetables aren't ready to harvest yet, doesn't mean you can't harvest and sneak a few greens out for dinner. It's organic and it's bloody good for you. So there you go. Take care. God bless.